Flex host and guest, Sierra Tompkins. Today we are on part 2 of Types. I got my lovely female panel. A lot of times we hop into these relationships not knowing that we're exclusive, so we don't have these conversations.
My name is Missy Jeter. Currently, it's Missy Wynn on Facebook, and 34. And currently, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, so I guess age don't really.
I'm about to ask a question that's gonna
Yeah. I am Tatiana. I am 24, and I am single. The way I see life, and it's even around the people that I grew up, my aunt, my dad, like I've had actually people in my life to show.
My name is Carlisa Turner. I'm 41. I am widowed. Struggle with that down.
I struggle. I
saw there's a pause.
That gray area
with that.
bigger when you get 40.
I know.
If you can say
up or down, pause on that down.
It's like I can't. Well, I don't. My name is Rebecca. I'm 33 and I'm single.
Another one that I get is, are you Cuban?
You look like one of those negro, like La Mala La Negra.
Afro.
So I get that
I can
a lot.
see that.
Afro Costa Rican.
Yeah,
So
Afro.
I want to go to
Cuban.
Cuba, like
Go fit in, see.
I get Puerto Rican.
I'm the Angel and Angel Morris on Facebook. And I am 39 and fine. And single.
Okay.
Let's review ourselves. Let's look inside, see what's wrong, see what I'm attracting, what I'm not attracting, what I like, what I don't like. Honestly, I have been attracting toxic men for.
And again, I always say to everyone out there, there's only one thing in life you can do, and that's be blessed and a blessing.
Amen. All right, that's it, ladies.
We recording?
We all ready.
All right.
Definitely gonna go back.
We live.
Welcome to the Social Flex. I'm your Social Flex host and guest, Sierra Tompkins. Today we are on part 2 of Types. I got my lovely female panel here today. Thank you, beautiful ladies, for coming. We usually start with introductions, so I asked you say your name. If you want to say your age, you can say that, and your status, whether you're single, taken. If you want to state that as well, you can state that. You don't have to. You don't even have to say what your name is if you don't want to. It's totally by choice, but I'm Sierra Tompkins. I am not going to say my age. I'll leave that up for y'all to guess, and I am currently single.
To me?
Yeah.
I am Tatiana. I am 24 and I am single.
My name is Carlisa Turner. I'm 41. I am widowed.
My name is Missy Jeter. Currently, it's Missy Wynn on Facebook, and 34. And currently, I'm figuring it out.
Okay.
My name is Rebecca. I'm 33 and I'm single.
I'm the Angel and Angel Morris on Facebook. And I am 39 and fine. And single.
Okay.
Is you ready to mingle?
That part.
So today we're discussing types, and I kind of want to debunk a lot of original thought processes on types, because a lot of times we think types is like a physical appearance, and that doesn't always have to be the case. So I wanted to, I had the fellows on last 2 weeks ago, and they, we kind of talked about types and what their impressions were of females, especially in the social climate that we're currently in. So I'll just kind of go through my type, and I got two big things that I look for in type, and that's protector and provider. And I don't mean per se what everybody thinks when they hear protector and provider. A protector for me is not someone who's always ready to physically fight. Like, it's not protect me emotionally, protect me mentally, and protect me spiritually. So I don't need you to fight for me. Like I'm kind of rowdy myself, you know. I don't know, so I don't really need that. And as far as a provider, is someone who knows that I have it, but can step in to fill in those gaps when I'm feeling overwhelmed. So it's basically us being a team and knowing each other's plan. I feel like once you do those two, everything else pretty much should fall into place. I don't think I have to say the prayer thing, the prayerful thing. I don't think I have to say that should be something that is kind of off top thing. Anybody else want to kind of hop in and say, like, when you think of your type, what do you think of?
My type is no longer my type.
Okay, can we
Let's
speak
talk
on that?
about it.
Because that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Just moving right on
I
into
came
it.
here for it. I came here to open up all the windows.
That's what I was going to say too.
I had to sit because I'm 39. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting into my next. You know, I mean, this is halftime, basically, like the second quarter of life or whatever. You know what I mean? The last quarter.
Do you think 39 is too old?
Huh?
39. Do you think 39 is too old? Okay.
No. I think if you are not married or in a serious relationship,
We're gonna hop into that.
or satisfied in your current lifestyle of however your relationship goes, at 40, there should be some type of, let's sit down, let's review ourselves, let's look inside, see what's wrong, see what I'm attracting, what I'm not attracting, what I like, what I don't like. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I have been attracting toxic men for as long as I can remember, since I had birthed my child 15 years ago.
So what do you consider toxic, if you don't mind me asking? Because there's different levels of toxic.
There's levels to all of this. So I would say that, you know, toxic could be, it could be anything. It could be clingy. It could be abusive. There's a big wide spectrum. My toxic that I have been running into has been anger issues and men without emotional intelligence.
Wow. Speak on that.
And it really, it hurts the relationship because we are, a little bit more mature and superior as far as an emotional standpoint, okay? I'm not going to take away everything from a man or anything like that, but just a little bit more in tune.
Well, we based a lot of what we do off of emotion, and they don't. So that's where that emotional intelligence comes into play, because they don't have as much of an emotional compass as we have. So things that we are like overly emotional about, they be like, man, girl, what the fuck? What you
Calm down.
I'm playing my 2K while you figure it out.
Okay. So if they're over emotional, what happens when we as women, because we're always called to the table, calm down, stop being so angry, stop, overreacting. Okay, when we finally sit down and we have that sense of calm and we're like, hey, let's sit down and let's have this conversation, it's going to be a tough one. And they can't handle it, or they lash out. Mm-hmm. It could be a lash out of, and I know this is a whole nother topic, having sex every day. It could just be on...
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Having sex every day.
If y'all got any questions that pop up on y'all lives too from anybody, you could read them out. I haven't gotten any yet, but if you guys get any, we definitely could read them out. So I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of, I really have been pushing the envelope in the group recently with my questions, because I'm confused. I'm lost. It's been situations recently where, again, you're inviting me to your home. First of all, I can sit at my own home and do what we're about to do at your home.
That part.
To be honest.
Yes, talk about it.
So, I really don't want to come to your home and sit. I'm cool off of that. We ain't got to spend no money. Let's go to the park.
So now we're getting into proper
let's go have a
courtship.
snow fight or
Right.
something. Let's be out. My question was, do you, as men, do y'all just invite women to y'all home because y'all broke? Y'all really ain't got it?
Oh, do y'all really just
Do they even
invite
have a
women
home?
to
Or
your
do y'all
crib?
just-
Damn.
That's what I said. I
They
said,
even have a home.
Do you have a
They
home?
have
Right.
keys
Oh.
To their
to
own
Jingle.
house.
and no one in the side to open up for them.
Oh man.
I think that's the biggest thing that I struggle with. With me being 24,
And you're young still.
Right.
and I
24
like,
is young.
So with me being 24, me having children of my own, I had to grow up a little bit earlier than most. I totally agree. The way I see life, and it's even around the people that I grew up, my aunt, my dad, like I've had actually people in my life to show me how a woman's supposed to be treated, how a woman's supposed to be courted. When I go out with my dad, I don't got to pay for nothing. And it's not even about you having to take care of me, because I could take care of me on my own, but it's the feeling to know that you got it, like secure.
See?
And I asked that question too.
24-year-olds, they don't have keys
So
to
her
jingle.
counterpart,
They jingling with their
yeah.
mama's keys.
Yeah.
They don't even got car keys to jingle. They jingle.
But so here's a question that I want to pose to y'all ladies. I like that you're 24. I like the age differences that we have here because it kind of speaks a lot to just some different demographics. But so this is my question. Is this a majority thing, or do y'all think that you're literally just looking into the wrong areas and receiving this type of treatment?
I do. I believe in
I think
manifestation.
it's both.
I will say this. I lived a blissfully ignorant life. I had zero worries.
A lot of us have.
Talk about it.
No, I had zero worries. I mean, my husband literally did not want me to have to do a damn thing but be a wife and a mom.
Well, that's amazing.
That is a
wife and a
blessing.
mom. That was where he wanted my focus at. Over here. He didn't want me to have to stress about a bill, stress about a car, stress about nothing.
That's the type of blissful
I would
ignorance
go out
that
and get
I long for.
I would go out and get, I would start my own consulting business, and I would be working and doing different things with different people. And I remember I worked for this man. I had a partnership with this man who was West Indian, and they views on women, and he and I would clash and bump heads a lot, and I would feel like he was constantly disrespecting me, and I would come home so mad, like, and he's disrespecting me, and he won't. I was like, so quit. The fuck is you still going over there for? You don't have to do that. Why are you doing that to yourself? And I'm like, no, you go punch him in his face because he disrespected me, and he's like, so I'm not gonna do that.
So
Because you could quit.
I think that goes to the tune of really finding someone who is meant for you. That's what I really because I was married for 17 years. I'm currently going through separation and divorce, and I'm realizing that person really wasn't for me. I found in dating, and I do date someone who's very special right now, that he will literally do anything I ask at the drop of a hat. And I'm like, okay, that's what that is. That's what that is. Someone who is like, okay, I see you got it, but guess what? I got it too. So chill out. Let me do this. Sit back. You still got it, but I'm going to get it for you. So it's not like I feel like he's taking anything away from my independence or whatever I got going on. He's actually adding to. And I think sometimes men don't understand that in the aspect of like, yeah, she's an alpha female. You can add to that, my G.
Really, you can really
And
take it off my hands.
Yeah,
Right,
if you're not, then what are we
can really
doing?
keep
Because
it. I don't even want it for real.
I've
It's
done
a
the same
necessity.
We don't even
Exactly.
want it for real. We
can-
want to
you
throw
can take
it
it off my
away.
hands,
Like we
please.
don't
Listen.
want it.
I'm in the same situation like you, but I had 15 years down, and some things came to light, and now I'm going through a lot, mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm going through a lot. You get what I'm saying? And I'm trying to
You're trying
get
to
past
recover.
it. I'm trying to
Yeah,
recover
you're
it, and I'm
recover.
trying to make us both heal from it. You understand? But I can't
you're
heal.
Not in charge of his
Yeah, I'm
healing.
not in charge of
Let
his
him do
healing,
it, yeah.
and
Let
I'm
him
trying
do
to
it.
like pull myself away from it. But the more I try to pull myself away from it, he's one of them narcissistic. You can't want nobody but me
My
type of
niece
man.
knows my story very well. And she seen, because she lived with us at a certain point, so she's seen a lot of things and heard a lot of things. But I went through that whole mental process, that whole finally being like, fuck you. Like, you gonna keep
And
pressing
when-
my buttons,
yeah,
and I'm
and
gonna
when-
show you what it's really about.
And when you finally
ain't
get to
gonna
that
want nothing to do
point-
with me no more.
When you finally get to that point, they don't want to believe it though. Like
Yeah.
he's in a state of like I'm in disbelief. You know what I mean? Like it can't possibly be. You know what I mean? But when you say that your type has changed, literally that's what caused the whole. You know what I mean? The divide, the whole separation. Because I realized as I grew up and as I changed, nothing changed
So,
he
But
He's
is
stayed
it
the
the
same.
type or is it the person?
It's the person
It's the
too. It's the
person.
person, but
It's
it's
the
also
person.
my
But he didn't
type started
evolve.
to
Now when
evolve.
she looks for her
basically.
Yeah,
next
because now
phase,
when I
he's
look for my
evolving. He's not
he's
evolving
not
with her.
evolving at all. You know what I mean? Like it's still like being his mother and versus it's like
I
I'm
ain't raising
raising
nobody's
it's like I'm
Huh,
raising
yeah,
a
my man
kid
should've did that.
versus
can't raise the man.
exactly.
So,
So
we got comment. It says, personally, I don't feel comfortable at another home. I feel most comfortable at my own home. And if the invite is appropriate, she's pulling up. So that's my cousin Wes. What's Wes?
Wesley, what up, though?
So that's one of my cousins who was like a brother to me growing up. So a lot of aspects of what I see in relationships come from him and my other older brothers, which
Well, one of them's
Lawrence is not.
I mean I know.
I
So
love my
that's
cousin, but
but
he is the epitome of a player. He is the
I mean, they all
epitome
are. So
of a
when
player.
he's like, when it's appropriate, but again, he always sets that standard for himself too. So when I see him in situations where he's dating,
Yeah.
he's always set the standard for himself.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't think that that's somebody who I want
to rock
really
with.
in my space to rock with. Now, my brothers, all of them, like everybody just circled through
That
my
just
head.
means they're hittable.
Yeah.
It's a term for that.
Oh, don't do that because I got an M word.
So, again, I'm the baby of the crew, so I've seen a lot and I've heard a lot, and my brothers have always had a certain expectation of me. Like just now with me starting to date again, my one brother, we out. He was like, "Oh, don't turn into no hoe out here." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
What? You never talked to me like this before.
No, he's always talked to me like that, but in the sense of it, it's like, I already see what you're doing. Like, why would I want to be a part of what
The type of
the
entertainment.
type of entertainment you're doing?
Right.
And what I would come into contact with would never be somebody you would know. Like, I know your type. I know what you do. So I know not to even correlate my energy into the areas that you're in. So,
No, seriously.
so like that sentiment, I just be like, yo, like, really, did you say that to me? And my other niece was with me. She was like, what? She's a sophisticated lady. Like, out of here
Don't
with
do
that.
me.
Like, so, but I will say, dating is, like, I got a lot of male friends, so I talk to them about dating, and it's really hard. Like, I've learned that dating is a really hard thing now, and I was actually on a podcast earlier today talking about it. And it was, like I said, is it the sentiment that y'all just don't want to date? Or, like, as far as men, like, what is it? Are you ladies in a space where y'all have actually been on dates and you are dating? Or is it something that is far and few between?
I decided I'm just buying a cat. I'm not.
I think for
I'm not
me, like,
participating.
I've definitely been courted,
No
but I
cats.
haven't been courted by my age group. It's like I'm at the age where I can date up or I can date down. I'm in that
Struggle
age
with
group.
that down.
I
struggle.
I
saw there's a
struggle
pause.
down.
That gray
She
area
struggled with
is
that.
bigger when you get 40.
I know.
Right.
If you can date up
see
or
the
down,
pause on
my
that down is
range
like a-
is like
I can't. Well, I don't really date down,
I
but
don't know how
I'm gonna be picking up somebody from high school, girl.
I don't really date down. But like, what I mean is, I can date somebody 23, or I can date somebody.
Oh, you talking about age?
31.
You meant age.
But I saw I can see her struggle with it.
Keep
though.
your man out the gutter.
Like I can date.
Look at her.
I could date around that age, but I think for me, like my experience with dating men that's older, like I'm gonna say 30 and up, they're like set in their ways. It's like they want you to.
That's a type.
right.
Like, I
It was
don't,
mine
I
for a
don't
while.
understand.
I've been kind of correlating and dating in all aspects of ages.
Up and down. You can date up and down.
Up and down. So it's hard for me to date someone, because I'm 42, like I would go to like 34, 36. It's hard for me to date that age because my nieces are that age. So I literally have to get on the phone and be like, hey, Did you ever talk to?
That's good. You got the plug right there. You can get all the source right
Like, did
there.
you ever? Hey, he said he went to this school. Do you know who this is?
got the
And then who you
Right.
gotta call when you date up? Mom.
Not mom. Y'all dating mom's age or not?
No.
Y'all dating the parents' age
No.
I dated
I go up
older
to
than me for a
my.
long time. My husband ended up being 5 years younger than me. But
Okay.
yeah, he was 5
I
years
go up to my
younger. But
siblings' age. So I
everybody
gotta-
before him though was a significant
Age.
age.
had a decent. They called me a reverse cougar.
Yeah.
It was like a running joke.
Hey, that's
So I
right.
think
Just a
as you get
reverse
older, it
cougar,
kind of
like I was
goes like
dating
that. I always
people
went
older
up
than
in
me.
age, but as I get older, I'm starting to creep down a little bit. I don't know how down it's going to go, but
My issue with the older
but-
ones is that they come to a
I'm
point where they
not
think they
doing
get
Wendy
dead a little bit.
Williams,
It's like, I don't need you to parent me.
See, what
I'm
what
not
I
a sponsor.
learned-
I ain't nobody's cougar
What I
now.
learned about older
Okay,
men
that's what's that.
is that it depends on how much older you get, but they've already been out there. They're like, man, I've already seen.
Some
That
of
are
them.
calm. They
Yeah,
settle.
Some of them.
Some of them.
settle.
Some of
There's
them
40-year-olds still having
There's
babies
some
now.
still trying to cling to
There's
that.
41,
Yeah,
42,
there's
43
like a-
knocking them
like
down
a-
now.
older.
50 and
I'm
older
saying
too.
older.
Some of them.
50 and older
Some of
too.
them.
Still out here being
I know
players
some old
and
jackasses,
and
I'll
messing
tell you
with
that
a
right
whole
now.
bunch of
Yes,
people.
I guess age
Like,
don't
it
really.
really
I'm about to
don't matter.
ask the
Mentality.
question that's gonna
Yeah.
It's a mentality.
it's gonna
Absolutely.
frizzle.
It's
It's gonna
a
frizzle.
mentality.
It's gonna frizzle
I'm going
your
to know.
circuits.
Me.
Yes, somebody in the chat.
You was blissful, ignorantly blissful.
Ignorantly
Somebody got
blissful.
something.
Somebody in the chat just asked. Oh, are you serious?
What
remind
they
me.
ask?
Come on. Why did it just do that?
What did they say? You don't remember?
No, I don't.
It went off.
Are you still on? No, you still on.
I'm still on?
Still on.
Really?
Yeah, watch
Can
right
you read the? Can you see the comments?
now. Yeah, it says, was it Arian Andrews?
Nah.
Ariane.
Let me. I'm gonna just hop on through my phone. I don't know what happened with that computer. Hopefully, I can see the previous comment.
Yeah, you might
But
have to go back to the old.
Nanji was the last name on that
Oh,
comment.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you bring to the table for a partner? Is that one?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Oh, you know I hate that damn question.
Ah,
I hate that question. And because it's always somebody asking you a question you wouldn't even sit at a table with.
Right.
I need someone
Like,
that.
excuse
It's
me.
always somebody asking that question that you wouldn't even
Excuse
sit at the
me.
table with. Like, but why? And why I gotta bring it to the table? Why can't we build the table together? Why can't we build a whole new table?
That is a
I don't
popular
want no
question.
table
What do
nobody
you bring
else
to
was
the
sitting
table?
You know what's that?
And I'm not gonna sit you up
They
when
need a
nobody
house
else was
before they
sitting
get the
at.
table.
What you say? Because they don't be having that.
Like, wait a
saying.
Where's the
second.
table? Is it apartment at least?
What's the location of this,
look,
this
a
proverbial
room.
table we're talking about?
Proverbial table you were
It could
talking
be
about.
big.
What's the location of
It
the
could be a
table?
closet and you paying for it and it's yours.
No closet.
as long
No
as
closet.
it's
I literally hate
I
that
think
question.
that's one of my favorite questions.
I hate it.
Really?
She does.
Okay.
She hates that
I
question.
love that question.
Look, she ready to answer. What
I
is
be
it? She
like,
got a
All right,
good one.
what's the short answer for your age bracket and what's the short answer for your age bracket? Because I'm sure
It's two different
that
things
is two
they bring
different
to the
things
table.
when you talking about that table.
But again,
Well, it's gonna
who's
be different
asking this
per
question
person.
and would I sit at said table with you? That's
Say-
that's
say-
first.
say
I have to
yo-
know if I would even be present at whatever table we talking about.
Okay, well say it's the man that you want to sit by in the table and he's got everything you want. Now what do you do? Now what do you bring to the table? Now of course we talking about a unicorn in a situation, but
Because I'm looking at you like, man.
Say hypothetically.
But hypothetically.
I don't know. Like I said, different strokes for different folks. What I would do for this person and what I would necessarily do for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I don't know what I would bring to the table because I don't know how I feel about you.
All right, I see her.
You see what I'm saying? If you the right month, I'll kill myself about this table. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I
you
kill
know what I
somebody.
mean?
I
I will sleep about this table. You know what I mean?
That's
There's
funny,
blood,
'cause
sweat,
I really
tears
was
at this
just
table.
asked that
Like, you
question.
understand what I'm
Like,
saying?
Well, the thing is,
But
or
that's
her-
going to depend on
yeah.
who I'm sitting at it with. What's
Well,
who's
it's not
at the
even who you're
table?
sitting at
Right.
it with. It's what you.
What
you're
qualities
just
about
just
yourself do you
personally.
think in a relationship
Again,
that you would
How
bring
it's
to
going
a
to depend on
relationship?
who's sitting at the table with. It's going to literally depend who.
So you would
who's
change
present at this
your
table.
presence
Absolutely, because
depending
I'm not
on
the
who
same
you was with.
person in relationship to relationship.
That's true.
Okay.
Who I was for my
That's true.
husband, I wasn't for the mug that was sitting there,
Right
was sitting there
before him.
before me,
Yep.
before
I
him.
can understand
What's
that.
the top 3 you're willing to bring to the table, no matter who it is?
It shouldn't be a table. I don't
No
think
matter
there should be
who.
no table. It shouldn't be an instance of I gotta bring something to the table. You gotta bring something to the table. There should be no table.
That's what
That's
I
an
said. Is we
expectation.
building it together,
You
or
should
is we
not be in a
So
relationship.
we're talking about physical assets here when y'all speak about this table.
No, we're
like,
talking
Not
about
necessarily.
I just mean like
But
coming
that's
to
why
the middle
it's
with
a
somebody.
loaded question.
Yeah, it's
Because
a
you
loaded
really
question.
don't know. I could say I could do 100 things,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get with you, and you are not worthy of 98 of them.
no.
Like, come on.
But I think there shouldn't be no expectation. I shouldn't have to bring a table to you. You shouldn't have to bring a
But
table
that's
to me.
why I hate the
Let's
question.
just
'Cause
vibe
it doesn't
out
matter.
and get a vibe on each other. And if we
see
don't
it
vibe,
on the
we
table.
separate.
Okay,
It's a
so-
moot. It's a
okay,
moot
so-
point for real.
So if there's no table, right? Okay. So here, then it becomes a question of, does 50-50 really exist?
Okay, I asked that question
Does it?
on it.
Oh, okay.
So
No,
I
no,
did
no.
ask that question because I want to know what 50-50 is. Because I've argued with men where they're like, well, we decided that at what point do you decide that you're not going to pay half no more? At
was
what
with a
point
man
does
that
that
be down.
happen?
Whenever he
I used
don't
to say
have
borrow,
half.
and he got mad. Like,
Well,
when
no,
you
that's
guys
what
gonna
I'm
be able to
saying.
give
Like,
it back?
if you don't, okay, let's bring it in. In relationships, there needs to be that's why I said we're exclusive. Oh, I didn't know that. A lot of times we hop into these relationships not knowing that we're exclusive, so we don't have these conversations. So I never hop into a relationship to be like, oh, you gonna do half, we gonna do half, we gonna do da 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 da. Where I'm not doing that no more.
Right.
Because at some point in time, you're not going to have it. And at some point in time, I'm not going to have
That's
it.
That's
my
why the
point.
expectation should never be 50-50.
I mean, when you're
Right.
talking
It
about
should-
a love relationship, you're not really doing anything contractual at this point. It's more so like, you know,
Because
you
I want
help
to.
your, what you,
willing to.
what that person is lacking in this time, you are able, when you really love a person, you kind of step up to that,
Right.
you know,
Do it.
and it varies. So that 50-50 stuff is a little bit out the window and
Yeah.
kind of obsolete.
Yeah.
It's just a situation where when we talk about, like I said, when does it ever become 100? And I'm speaking like, and I asked men this, like, when does it ever become 100? When is
From
that
both
woman
sides.
that you're with
Worthy of everything
ever
you
that important to you where it becomes 100?
See, but then I think you're talking about specific men because every man is not really ready to step up in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you got a certain man who's ready and gives 100 to his life
Mm-hmm.
in general, when you got a man who knows what his priorities are, his family,
Has
his
goals.
children,
His
his
goals,
goals, his work life, his money, whatever that is, he's going to put certain things as a priority regardless.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
if you're one of those things, and if you in a family that's one of those things, not something you just don't even have to talk about, you know?
I'll say this. When I was growing up, I always had my granddad. My granddad had 4 daughters and 1 son. So there were certain things that he used to say that I used to catch on to. One of those things he said was equal or more. When you get with a man, you want him to have
Equal or more.
equal
Absolutely.
or more.
Mm.
Because if he has equal, y'all are not going you're not going to fight with him. There's not going to be no. If he has more, at that point you can relax. So equal or more. The other thing he always said was, "I'm feeding the frogs for the snakes."
Mm.
So he
Break that down.
yeah. So he considered his daughters as like he's molding them, he's feeding them, he's giving them life,
Preparing them.
preparing them for
So you can move around
the
the
Adulthood.
snakes.
The snakes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
So,
Okay.
and like when I'm talking to dude, they be like, "You got a lot of game." Well, yes, I do. My granddad taught me some very good life lessons. My
Right.
dad, yeah, my dad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Granddad. Yep.
yep,
Taught us all the lessons. All of them.
And again, brothers. I have my brothers who, like she said, her dad is one of my brothers. When we go out with him, I don't have to be like in my
Right.
pocket reaching for nothing. He's like, chill out. Like Like we good over here.
But you know, the things that I appreciate about my dad is not only that part, but I think growing up, like, you know, being young and finally getting, you know, going out, he taught me how to peep. Like, that ain't it.
That ain't it.
He looking for this. That ain't. You don't meet nobody in a bar. Like, so
Yeah.
I know game.
Yes. So we got a question that says, even when men do date, I'm finding they're dating to try to have sex, and that's the problem. Get to know me. And I agree with that. I feel like I said, that's why I asked the question, like, is you broke?
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, when we go to your home, whether it's your mom's home or your cousin's home
Or your grandmama's.
or whoever's home, you trying to hit. So just say that. Just say that, so we can figure out the navigation as to.
There's nothing to figure.
I feel like honesty is the best policy.
I don't want it.
Absolutely.
I don't want that.
But you know
Honesty is
what?
really the best policy.
It is, but you know, a lot of people can't handle honesty. Even the men can't handle honesty, because if you say that same thing to a man, I just want they're like, oh, they clutch their pearls, like, oh, excuse me. There's a lot of men like that nowadays too. Like, there's a lot of feminine energy in a lot of these men, and I'm sorry to say that.
Something
That's
that
true.
I have to watch out for, like dating in my age group. I don't know if this is like in y'all age group. And I don't mean to say this about nobody's community. I represent all. I gotta worry about now if these dudes are down low.
Dang.
If they
The
really
young
like
boys, too.
women.
That's all.
Yes, let's talk about it. That's something you really gotta worry about.
You're not right. I
right.
have asked those questions. I literally looked the guy dead in his face, and I said, have you ever been pegged? Have you ever
Been doing the
do
pegging.
you enjoy your ass being licked? Do do you get arousal from seeing transvestites or people who have had sex changes? Have you ever
Talk about
been
it,
with
sis.
a
Because
woman,
that's
a
your
woman
preference,
that was
but that's not mine.
born a woman? No, I'm running it all down.
Yeah,
no,
no,
because
please
I can't miss not one
But if
stone
that's your
unturned.
preference,
Right.
that's your preference.
It's not my preference.
No, I'm
saying
no. I'm saying them. If that's their preference, that's their preference, but it's not mine.
Look,
Yeah,
sis
don't
said
bring it
nah,
to me.
that's
Don't
not
bring it to
mine.
me. Don't bring it to me.
It's a
Be honest and let me know.
But
Elimination.
here's my question for you guys. And I
AKA Willow's videos.
I was
Let's
gonna
not
say,
talk
now
that.
you know that was a whole nother topic.
Well,
A
I'm
man
just
and a
saying.
wife was in a video recently.
Oh,
with
goodness.
another man.
Oh,
And they all
goodness.
got shamed for
here's
it. So.
here's a question that I have for all of you, and this is something that I talk to my kids about when we're looking to find someone. I'm like, you know, the world is bigger than Pittsburgh.
Right.
You know this.
Yeah.
So your mate, this person who's going to be 100% down for you and you be down for them, they may not even be here. So don't limit yourself to just Pittsburgh. Get out there and travel.
Look, and I know
Find
me, I
yourself.
limited
Get out
myself
and
to a
travel.
neighborhood. Look,
Y'all wanna know something? Pittsburgh has most of one of the prettiest women's here. We're beautiful, like we really are. I just moved back from Michigan. When I say,
But there's some fine men in Michigan.
when
So we got the ladies. Let's go to Michigan to peep out the mirror.
when I say I could walk in a store you're beautiful. Like, where are you from? Like, it's
Well, damn,
when
we
you
need to
move
go to
out of
Michigan.
state, it's a
Girls trip.
I mean,
Good night.
I've seen that there's handsome men in a lot of places like Cleveland, like in Ohio, in Harrisburg, in Philly, down south. Like, there's fine men.
Probably just bringing that out of town
Everywhere.
twang where you come
Right.
whenever you come, and they be like, "Oh, she's
What I
not from
noticed
around here."
is that I've actually been attracting a lot of Pittsburgh, New York dudes. Like dudes that are from
They
New York.
scare me. I'm not even
Right.
going to lie. They be having the most going on.
And then
I
they
was
be aggressive. Like, wait a second.
But they're not aggressive.
No, not aggressive. They just so Pittsburgh compared to New York is fast paced,
Yeah.
and they gonna run circles around it. First of all, they've been around Haitians. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans,
All of it.
black, white, melting pot. They know everything.
Listen.
Been on the 8 train since they was 2.
Not the
Listen,
Now-
so the ones that they're very nice, they're very mannerable, but when you get into their stories, they be like, "Yeah, I just did 10, I got
Some
shot
crazy
5 times."
No, that's
They
just
did
with the
all that.
transgender.
Yeah, I'll
and
be
they
like-
got a lot of stories.
Yeah,
Up there in New York.
I'll be like, "Yo, am
I
I
done dated
safe
that
at
here.
this current?"
They got
moment?"
credit card scam. They done stole a lot of
Trying to
shit
get the
before
scam.
polos out the back of the trunk. They got a lot of stuff going on. Pittsburgh
they-
people just ain't hit
We
to
just
yet.
ain't it.
That's
We
not
didn't
true.
get there. We a
There
little
are
slow.
some of them that are here.
Like,
I mean,
even
there's not that
Texas,
many, but there's a few. I
When
haven't
I, went
dated a couple.
to, when I went to Texas for my cousin's wedding, we found that there was some nice looking men down there. So it's not just hair. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to. And I feel like sometimes it's settling. Like, you don't have to settle for what's here. Like, you could always go explore and start those relationships in other areas. I know my one brother who was in the military, he traveled all over the world. So he would send me pictures of beautiful women that were like,
He said he ain't limit himself to no Americans.
yeah, like they like Arabic, and I'm like, damn, she beautiful, bro. Like, I'm here like that. You think I can make it over there? He's like, you blend in very well. You have the complexion, you got that hair. You just the rules are different. So. Being American, dealing with those rules, he was like, you might not be able to deal
He
with
said they respectful.
you might not be able to deal with the rules, but you blend in a lot of. Another one that I get is, are you Cuban?
You look like one of those Negro, like La Mala La Negra.
Afro
So I get that
I can
a lot.
see that.
I get,
Afro
the
Costa
Cuban
Rican.
aspect.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
Afro
I want to go to
Cuban.
Cuba, like,
Right.
like
You'll fit in, see.
I get Puerto
Take
Rican
me,
all
I'm
the
gonna take
time.
my
but
baby hairs
not-
and go with you, girl.
Right?
Not no way.
Okay, what are some not so common red flags to look out for when dating? I think that
Not
goes
so common.
person to person.
Dating
when,
apps.
when dating.
Bingo.
Dating
And
apps.
meanwhile, that's common as ever, but to me, it's a
We're
red
gonna have a
flag.
podcast on that. Eventually down the line, we're gonna have a podcast
I want to
on
be
dating
there,
apps.
please. I got a story for y'all.
Right.
I got a story for y'all.
So not so common red flags. I'm trying to think because I don't really do the red flag thing. I'm just really about a vibe and somebody showing me who they really are. Once you show me who you really are, I'd be like,
Right.
no,
I know
you
what
know
to
you
expect from
did.
you.
And I tell them like, you know you did this. Because sometimes they don't even know that the things that they're doing,
There's a problem.
It's a
No one's ever
problem.
called them on it before.
yeah,
for sure.
so I actually had one friend. I've actually done this to a lot of men because a lot of men have been in my inbox just, and I'm like, do you do this to everyone? Do you do
Yes.
this to every girl
Yes,
that you
they
talk
do.
to?
Copy and
Yes,
paste.
they
boo.
copy and paste.
Copy
Like,
and
good
paste.
morning,
Look,
beautiful.
she
It's
done.
copy and
Good morning,
paste.
Texas.
Listen,
Be copy paste.
I don't even answer
And how much can
it
you
no
ask
more.
the
Like,
morning and what
excuse
you
me.
doing?
Right.
Yes.
That's
Don't-
enough.
That's a red
Enough
flag.
is a damn
Don't,
enough.
Yes,
don't what you
don't.
doing.
What you doing me to
And
death?
the-
I'm not in my business
Don't
at
good
this
morning
point.
me with the short GM either. Like GM, what the?
It is
is
lazy.
that? Like that is
like
the
that sound
laziest
lazy.
thing
Like,
in the
what are
world.
you guys
That
like?
just
I hate
shows me that
lazy
you
English.
just do not care. Like you do not care for the conversation.
Wait, you even get something more lazier than that?
Hate
You get
lazy
sunshine?
English.
You got an emoji?
I ain't got that.
just
I'm going
wanted
to
to say,
I be a happy person. I be like,
You are bad. Excuse me.
Excuse
That's how me
me.
use good morning.
I'm
They sending
I'm a
sign
big
language to the
emoji
text.
person because I don't like the type. Like I talk to text a lot
I'm
of
about
times.
to say, there. That's why there's talk to text.
Okay, but,
I'm just saying.
sometimes
Don't be lazy.
Sometimes Siri don't get what I'm trying
She
to put
never
out.
do. I always got
I
that
don't
guys
like
want
the
to type
text.
that because I always got to go
Don't
back and
text
edit
me.
the whole damn thing.
I need to see your face. I need to see if you real.
Right here we
I
go.
need to see if you. I had some.
I mean, I don't mind text. I don't mind the text, but don't be lazy with the text because, like, when I'm texting you, I'm literally taking my moment to actually text you, like, and respond to it.
My
So don't be
cousin
lazy
says
with it.
slime ball tactics.
That Arian?
She said that's a
No,
slut.
that's Wes.
Oh shit, yeah.
Eyeball tactics.
You right, Will?
Say
So,
good morning.
I actually had a guy friend that told me he hated that. He
What?
was like, I hate when people text GM. Like, is you that
Right.
fucking lazy?
Yes.
It's very lazy.
It's
I
lazy
don't
English.
get
and I hate
into it
That's
all
what
like
most
that.
people
You
don't
can
like
do the
about the
GM for me,
vocabulary.
but don't do that shit every damn day.
Or I
and
think I'm
nothing
trying to
else
be
follows
smart, some
behind
smart
it.
shit. I'm like, no, I actually admire
Ari
your
is funny as
vocabulary.
ever. She said these men be dogs with a leash. Psych, let me stop. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Facts.
Big dog
This
energy.
is the thing, though.
Right.
Their
Big dog
mama be
energy.
walking them. They be
Right.
dogs on a leash and they mama be walking them.
Just
Oh.
allowing it.
Coming from the 24.
All right.
From the mouths of
Hey,
babes.
your mamas is really
Coming
rocking him.
from the young one in the room.
All right. Now it's really fucked up when the 40-year-olds is still getting walked too now.
Yeah, like almost 40.
Come
and
on
your
now.
mama
Y'all
just
know baby
co-signing
boys is
everything.
19.
Like, excuse me.
No.
Well, see, and I think again that
Well, I
has
was
a
going
lot
to
to
his
do
real age.
with
Right. He was at least supposed to
we
be
talked
19.
about. I think we talked about that. It was in a conversation. It was when I actually went to Nobleman's, and somebody was like, "Men are kind of put in that space by their moms. Like, oh, you're so handsome, starting young. We handsome the stuff out of our sons, and we don't never give them the real." I told my son, like, look.
I'm about to punch you.
Because wait, I do the same thing to mine now too.
We
Like,
have conversations with my 5-year-old because
like, listen.
Oh, I asked her 5-year-old, because I want to go see Mario Brothers. I said, you want to go on a date with me? It's going to be a date. He was like, I can't date you. It's like dating lead to marriage. I said, first off, baby, let me school you real quick. I said, I don't know who told you this.
Hey, y'all.
I said, but you can date friends. I want you to know early that you could date friends, and it doesn't have to mean that you won't be in a relationship with them. And that's where I think a lot of content is threw off with, even with us, because as soon as you hear a date, it's like, oh, you in a relationship? No, we're not.
No.
Right?
We hanging out.
We're hanging out.
We hanging out.
We hanging
going
out.
bowling.
I did a PSA not too
like
long
for real,
ago.
we going bowling. We might get some fries and wings, but that's it. He gonna go to his house, and I'm gonna go to mine.
I'm curious though, PFA.
That's where I'm not at.
Because somebody was wanting to be
Call
around
and see
you
if
too
Case can come get you. If
Right.
you got to school.
Oh, we talking.
Delilah is talking to me through the live.
Oh my god.
They talking, why wasn't I invited? Why you ain't take us? The kids is a mess.
That's just, I think there needs to be a different stance on dating and what it means. Again, I think men are very cool to hang with. Like, I ain't
They
really
are.
checking
They
for
can
you.
be a
I
good
hope
time.
you ain't checking for me. So let's go shoot darts. Let's go bowling.
Right.
Let's go shoot basketball.
I'll be your wingman.
Right.
I got you. I got you.
Show that.
Right.
Show that.
See, this is that's why I will get into that. So I do have a non-negotiable. I don't touch doors. I don't open my door.
I know that's
Right.
right. They raised you right, young lady.
I don't want to touch a door.
That
That's
is
the
a
thing.
daughter that has been raised by her father.
I don't
Right.
want to touch a door.
My son is like, he don't let me touch no doors. when he's around.
My dad was like
Not
that
living
too.
room.
My dad never
Well,
let me
that's
do
how
any of that.
most men raised their, like, not even going to say most men, but most females that have like an older brother or a man that's influential in their life will teach them,
Like,
you don't open the door for yourself. You walk on the inside of the
car.
sidewalk for protection. What's the other one?
You don't pull out your own seat.
Yeah, you don't pull out your own seat. Sometimes, depending on where you're at, you don't take off your coat. You let him take off your coat for you.
Right. You extend your hand when you need any type of assistance.
Yeah. So, and that's, I mean, these are things that I taught my son. Now, whether he still does them, again, it's the world. It's the world just like, man, you do that, you just suffer for doing it. No, you're not. You're a gentleman.
No, the word would be
Absolutely.
simp.
right.
Yeah,
That's the word that they
Something.
use.
Yeah.
And-
So, but no,
And
it's
that
like,
word
no,
annoys me too. I don't
I hate it, too,
understand that.
because they
I
don't
cannot
understand the
stand
root
that.
of the
You don't
word.
understand. First and foremost, it's not even the root of the word. You don't understand what it means to just care for a woman if you're calling a man simp for doing
Right,
the
for
little
real.
things.
Right.
The little things
Sierra
that,
Russell.
like, he loves his wife. So how does that make him simping because he
Right.
loves his wife? That's what you're supposed to do. When you get into a marriage and you get into these relationships, you're supposed to love on that person and that person alone. Where the world has got it all messed up now is where everybody wants to be out here doing this and that with everybody outside of the relationship that you're in. And honestly, that's where
I
that's
mean,
where everything went haywire in mine. So I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like
HIV and AIDS is way too
Way
high.
too
for them to
high.
Dipping and dabbing.
dipping and dabbing, but they do it though. They do
they
it.
do, and
You gotta
A
get
thing
tested
that I
before you
said-
come see me.
that's it. Boom. That's it.
We can go together.
That's
We
it.
can go together. You gotta get
No,
tested
for real.
before you come see
So,
me.
and that's something when men throw out these sexual windows to me. That's my first question. I'm like, okay.
Just say,
So you're asking me this. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you were tested?
And they be like, oh, I'm good.
And if the conversation goes
Nasty.
left, I know to go right.
Ask them, do they have a PCP first?
Ooh.
Ask them if they
People
got a
don't even know,
PCP.
men don't even know.
They don't
what
even
a
know
That's
what
what I'm
it is.
saying.
That's a
That don't make no sense.
Now, see, we talking about types. I will not go around like I know my type is not nobody who don't know if they have a PCP. Like, I know, like,
Wait a
I'm
second. If
wavy
you don't
on
know,
that one right there.
if you don't even know what a PCP is,
At least
please.
I know
come on.
everybody I date. Now look, and this is another one. Girls get with dudes. They break up with them. Now they
Okay.
got shitty draws and everything.
I got a question.
I'm just saying, that's not my type. I'll
I got
never
a
be with
question.
nobody with no
The
shitty draws.
question came through.
Oh my.
And I'm going to comment on it first. The question came through, is a shared bank account good or bad? So I'm going to answer on this first.
Bad.
Just say because we
It's
know.
both good and bad. I'm going to say
Shouldn't be
it's
the only
both
bank
good and
account. That's the
bad.
damn sure.
Hello.
Because if someone has different financial literacy than the other one, it turns into an argument.
You should have more than one account. You
That's
should
what
have
it
a
is.
joint
You should
account.
have more than one account.
You
should
each
an
have your
account
separate
for
accounts
you,
and then a savings
your
account.
party account for
Spending
you.
account. Yeah.
Your joint account for each other for your bills, your necessities, a joint account for your activities that you're going to do with your partner, such as travel, things like that. And your partner should have those same accounts. An account for them for whatever other bills they got, credit cards, and their fund account. That's
the
just
end
like
of the day,
housing.
when y'all get
When you're
divorced,
in
none
a
of that shit
serious
gonna matter.
relationship, the objective goal is to have your house, his house, and the house y'all share together. That's the objective goal. And that's because it's not that I'm getting sick of you, it's I need my space. So when I need my space, I go to whatever that's in my apartment or whatever. And when you need your space, that's why people have, what is it, she sheds or whatever,
and man caves.
or man cave, is so that they can get that separation in space. Because ultimately, relationship or not, if you're around each other too much, it's too much.
It's
Well,
way
I
too
just
much.
gotta still be under the same roof now. You ain't gonna have a separate
I was about to
apartment.
say, I don't know what the
I
hell
think
she's
this
talking
getting,
about.
we going a little bit far.
I
to
know she
that.
was trying me.
You better take your ass downstairs.
It's a current
My
trend
husband
right
wouldn't,
now.
my husband wouldn't even let me
It's
sleep
a
on the damn
current trend
couch.
right now that
Yeah.
married couples are literally getting houses that are next door to each other.
So the dude can mess with Steve on the side.
Literal, girl, I don't even know. I don't even know.
My husband wouldn't
Yeah,
have none of
okay.
that. I tried to sleep on the
But
couch
they
one
have
time.
like
He
some
came and
type
got
of
my ass like,
bridge or
excuse
something
you.
connecting them with the.
What you
the
think you
house
doing?
in order to signify that they are still one? And it's stupid.
That's Will and
No.
Jada
I mean,
type stuff.
I
You know what I
agree
mean?
with it in a sense. I agree with it in the sentiment of, because what we don't do as people is when we get into a stage of argument, we're confrontational. We want to be there in an argument. No, you actually
Not
need
me.
to separate and sit down and really think about what the aspect is that you're really conflicting about.
I knew I had the right one, but y'all,
Yeah.
See,
I'm
but
not
that's the
arguing.
difference between
And
a
even if
healthy
we had the
relationship
disagreement-
and a
disagreement,
toxic
we
one.
wouldn't stop
You
the
know?
car.
But you
Our
saying
kids didn't
I-
even know we had disagreements.
That's how
We're
it
like, I
should
need
be.
to
That's
done.
special.
That's how it should
Get
be.
me outside in the car right quick and you holler at you.
He said definitely Will and Jada.
That's
Right.
definitely how it should be.
Seriously.
That is literally.
Either you gonna have a
My
discussion
our
with
kids
me
didn't
or
even
That's
we
what
know.
we all
talk,
longing
or
for.
we
That
can
part,
wait
But
till you
we
cool
bickered.
down.
Like, you know, not that
But
we
the
didn't
thing
have a
is,
disagreement, but
I'm
not in the
saying,
damn
like,
house.
I've done that several times where I'm
And he
like,
didn't raise his
I
voice.
don't
He was
even want to,
here.
like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to
Mhm.
do this.
That's blessed.
Like, I've said that several times. Like, I don't want to do this. Like,
I've said it and walked away.
Yeah, I've said
and
it.
still got argument,
I get in
fuss,
my car.
argument
I told
behind
y'all I
me,
lived a good
walking
life.
behind me like fussing,
I know what you
argument.
say. I don't know
Like,
nothing about
and that's
it.
the thing. Like I've tried that too. I've tried to pull off, drive away, or whatever. Phone call, text message, phone call, text message, phone call,
Yeah.
text message. It's like really like when
That's
you're
the
with a toxic.
toxicity.
Yes, when you're with somebody who's so toxic, like it changes
It's
the
not
way that you
even
do
toxic,
everything
it's
too.
a
Like
control factor. It's a control and expectation factor. I don't even call it toxic no more. It's a control. There's a certain type of expectation that they have for you, and when they don't have control over that expectation, it becomes an argument.
Because mine used to say, "You don't fight for our relationship. You're never fighting for our relationship. You're always walking
don't wanna
away because
argue
I don't
with
want to
you?"
argue with you.
Oh, well,
I'm
that's
a
terrible
positive, like I'm a positive and
Not you
calm
saying it's
person.
terrible
Like I
information.
don't want to keep. My parents argued. Like my dad, he may have taught me what to look for and everything, but he wasn't the best. when it came-
Example.
He wasn't the best example. So I looked at him and seen what I shouldn't have. And I thought I was young. Let's put it that way. I thought I had found everything that I was looking for at 18.
Yeah,
But you
and I
don't know
didn't.
till you
I didn't.
But
I had
you
no
don't even
idea.
know
Sometimes you don't know if they say you don't know
Yeah.
nobody till you live with them.
I had no idea.
So
You're
here's
the best love you ever been in your
18,
life
you're not
until
the
y'all
same
get
person
under
that
the
you are
same
at
roof.
34.
Exactly.
the question
Exactly.
that I asked
Ah.
in the group was, do you know yourself? Do you know yourself? And I found that through counseling, through being married in a relationship for 17 years, I didn't know me. I knew Sierra as a wife and being in a relationship, and I knew Sierra as a mom.
The role your environment
The-
shaped you as.
Right.
Exactly.
But me,
Right.
I'm lit. Like, I'm
Literally, you find that out after you get out
She
of that
just know
type of stuff
herself.
because I was the same way. 18
Well,
on,
I knew
I've
that
been
I
in
was
that.
18 years
before I
is a
got
long
into my
time though,
relationship,
to
like,
be
I've always
intertwined
been
with another person.
a fun person. Like, I've always been like
Fun loving.
just that person. Just like if I walk in a room, everybody's like, "Oh, look at this." Like, I've always been that person. But sometimes when you get into situations, you dumb that down.
Yes.
You dumb that down. And
Absolutely.
you dumb that down.
It's
Yeah,
easy to lose
absolutely.
yourself when you love somebody else.
Yeah. So
It is.
I found in my separation, like, I'm lit again. Like, oh, I'm lit.
That's a huge part, though. Also, in a relationship, is losing yourself, losing your individuality. It's important to be with somebody who can also remain themselves and let you remain
Be yourself. Yes.
So you never have to lose yourself in the
Yes.
first place.
Yeah.
I
mean,
mean,
that
should be the shift of the narrative, though, right? The double standards of women. We're told to be at a certain level and allow the man to lead and all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, we're losing ourselves because we're allowing them to lead us. When at the end of the day, okay, let's stop being independent women. Let's stop being modern women, and let's just actually learn to love ourselves and know ourselves to a point that when we come to another person, we are whole.
Yeah.
We are whole. We are
we're not
100%.
I got you, man.
whole.
I got you on that question. I want to kind of comment to that because I'm not going to say like I lost myself all the way in my situation. There were just things that, again, when you become a mom, and I'm just speaking from the mom point of view, you everything you had in you now becomes that child.
Yes.
Every reference of you, everything you like to do, it's implemented into your child. That's why my son loves music so much. That's why my son's a producer and an engineer, because whenever I had him, that was one of my goals. Like, I wanted to do music. I was rapping. I was writing music at that time. So, a lot of that fed into him. But the other thing was, I'm protecting my child at all costs. I don't want my kids to feel, which they do, and they told me, abandoned. I don't want my kids to feel abandoned. My kids told me dead out, you abandoned us. I'm like, when?
We're here every day. Ain't missed a day.
I ain't missed a day of work.
Ain't missed a day.
I ain't called off. I might have took a few hours, but I get it. It wasn't a physical abandonment. It was an emotional abandonment that they felt. And I emotionally abandoned them because I wasn't emotionally there. So when they say it, I'm like, okay, cool. Now where are we going? Where are we going from here? I abandoned you. What's next? How can we work on this? But that also leads into them and their types. Like, are you going to try to fill that void of abandonment from me with a female that's not going to, by far, be able to fill that?
Right.
It's you actually sitting down and dealing with your issues. And a lot of times, and I know, I'm pretty sure everybody in here has kids, if I'm not mistaken.
If they don't, I got enough for everybody.
I would, if you haven't already, like, I talk my kids out of relationship so much. Like, you don't need to be in a relationship. You don't need to be. Please find yourself.
Well, let's
Please
talk
find
about that,
yourself.
though.
Please find yourself.
Why do we have to be engaged and wait? Why?
Okay,
Why
so
is it-
why do
I'm in the
here's
tax
my
world.
question.
So it's either single or married. I'm in. That's
Okay,
that's how
let me
my
ask
head
you
works.
this: why do you think single or marriage?
I'm in the tax world.
No,
So like when I speak to millions of people, and then just the fact that like in culture world and in like Africa and other countries, there is no waiting period. Ask around. I mean, there's barely any waiting period in any other culture other than America. Why do we have to wait 3 months, 6 months, all of this? If we're doing it, then the next step is the very next day we're calling and we're making calls and we're looking at our budget and we're making plans to actually go and do the marriage. And it doesn't even have to, be a bunch of money or whatever.
You being
but
married, I've
why
been
does it
married
have to
plan
be?
before you even have time
Here's
to
a
think
ring.
about what a marriage
Like
is.
I personally feel like an engagement is an adult promise ring. It really is.
So
That's an
let me
installment
rephrase.
plan.
Let me
That's an
rephrase
It
my
really
question.
is until
It's an
he comes.
installment plan for sure.
Huh?
It's an installment plan.
Thank you. It's an installment
It's for
plan.
sure an
Ask
installment
Kristen and
plan.
Jim Jones.
Putting the P on layaway.
You didn't start
I
out
didn't
for
even
sure.
have an
I
engagement.
didn't have an engagement. It
I didn't
was
have an engagement.
So
I
we
didn't
I've
went
been
out and get
engaged
married?
3 times.
So
Yeah,
here's
man.
my question
have
to
an
the
That's
panel.
what that was mine.
This is a question to the panel. Why do we aspire to be married? Why is that the goal?
Well,
Why is the
assets.
goal-
I got an
It's a
answer for that.
business. And I would like
Assets?
to have my business.
What you mean?
My own
My
answer
all
for
my
that.
side business.
I
Well,
hate
growing
forever
up, so
girlfriend.
for
You don't
me-
die, if he die tomorrow, you know you get nothing.
Right.
You
Right.
get nothing.
Absolutely.
You're homeless.
It's
If
not
he die
about-
tomorrow.
It's not about the love aspect, because honestly, there are so many people that have not married but have been together for 50, 60 some years. So really, the love is a whole nother a whole nother level of a relationship. The marriage is just the business side. This is the you gonna take care of me, we gonna take care of, and that's and you are my business, I am your business. We are going to do this together.
Okay.
We're going to level up.
So
We're
I
going
want
to
to
build.
speak on that.
We're
I
all
want
of
to
that.
speak on that.
Okay.
Okay. Relationships are not meant for business. They're meant for companionship.
Yes, that's the
So
love
you
part.
take away the love and companionship when you add business. I was always taught you never mix business with personal. It's a disaster.
I don't give a
So-
fuck about what you talking about.
So do you think? So you think? So now do you think a marriage?
I'm gonna need to be the
certificate is what
beneficiary on a
mixing
life insurance
the
policy.
business
I'm gonna need
and
this
the
house to be
personal?
paid off when you get
like I said, I've been married.
assets.
And people ask me, is this something you would ever do again? I would do it, but not in the traditional sense. We can have the ceremony and all of that.
Right.
But
You don't
when
have to go through those
I don't
American
need the ceremony.
paperwork.
Right. I don't want to have to go through the American paperwork. I don't want to do that.
I'd
If
never
I'm
do it
with you
again.
and you are with me, we already got some type of documentation out that whatever we
I don't
had
see nothing wrong with that.
is jointly together.
Okay.
I don't
really
want to
don't.
have to go
You better
through
not be
the
marrying.
system
You better not
to
be with
say,
nobody with kids.
I'm with you.
So now whatever the hell she's
That-
talking about ain't gonna matter.
So
You're
a
homeless.
person can put you in
Right.
your will. They can sign up.
Right.
They can put you in their documents so that you have
Right.
access
Your
to
kids.
their.
Remember
to their
this now. You
estate.
argue with me?
Yeah.
Thought you
Um,
were with me?
you know-
You
I know
you don't have an argument with
I know
me?
you know the legal shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you
with
right now.
I'm with you.
Until their kids roll up and go,
Not their. Well,
No.
I don't know. I was gonna say.
No.
Sometimes you join.
if,
have
that-
joint
if
children.
if there's no one to contest it, that'll work. But if there's a party that can come in and contest all of that, you lose.
Even when they leave you in their living will.
You
Yes.
lose.
I-
Those could be contested.
I talked to so many people about taxes
You
and
lose.
estate planning, and my mother left this house for all of these kids, but the ex-wife is trying to take it from us because she's legally married.
Still married.
And
it's hers.
above the children. And then
That's
I've
right.
heard of, oh, well, I was with my husband. Well, were you legally married? Because I
No.
don't see any tax returns.
And Junior
filed.
came along and said,
And then-
get out.
And right, exactly. And she was crying because all the kids split up the money 3 ways.
And left her
she
with
was-
nothing.
She was out in the cold.
Unfortunately,
That's
your
why she
cousin,
didn't get
like
your
that.
cousin responded to you. He said engagement is a promise to marry, sweetheart, and yes, committed relationships should already be understood.
Yes, exactly. My
It's an
point
installment
is,
plan,
My,
like I said.
my
Yes, it is.
point, the
Yes,
point
it
that
is.
I'm trying to make is
It's-
some guys,
you get
not
stalled
all,
off or
not all, cause he, Some guys will have a waiting period. Oh, let's wait a whole year and see what happens. And
Or 8.
like right, or 8
8.
years.
Some
or
guys
5
is the
years.
married
people
So then it,
that been
then
engaged
it turns
for
into
a
layaway
decade.
situation.
But
So
then
it's
it
like-
helps you out also because you may have not have seen those
Yeah, and wanted to. What
Them
if you gotta back out the
situations where
marriage?
you
Now,
like-
you did all that to get in it. Now,
I'ma
what
wait.
if you gotta take
I'ma
all
wait.
those
Don't worry
steps
about
Not
to
it.
even
back
I'ma
out?
wait. I'm
You
gonna
know,
go
just as
all the
fast.
way
It's-
out.
we're-
I'm gonna
we're both
try it
taking
out this one.
It's
Let me
both
put
of
this
us.
on the
It's
table
a risk.
for
We're taking a
you.
risk.
But some people come in the game with an agenda, and it's a con, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, and they already know they ain't legit.
Yeah.
Like they want you to be in and in it fast. You know,
Right.
so
Right.
that
It
could be a
says-
double-edged sword.
Do we as women see engagement as being single and still listen?
You still check the single box
Yes, you do.
until you say I do in front of somebody's
See,
judge
now
or
y'all talking
pastor.
about all these tax forms
You
and
still
everything.
check the single box.
No, we
No.
ain't even talking about. So she's basically saying, if you're engaged, do you still consider yourself single?
Single in what aspect?
I'm single until
We're married.
I say I'm not no more.
So you'll still go on a date while you're engaged?
Absolutely.
Oh hell no! They
What's
gonna
going
see you
on
like,
right now?
oh,
Yeah.
Because a date does not
Savage.
listen. Because a
All
date
right.
does not mean relationship.
Then I'm not
A
gonna say date.
means hanging out.
At that point, I would not disrespect whoever.
I was about to say
that.
you're
Right.
engaged and you want to be
Right.
hanging
With the
out
homeboy.
Yeah,
Right.
why not?
on a
And the
date.
guys
I
is
did
going.
say
guys
that.
is going to go chill.
A situation
Yeah.
where you're engaged
never
and
say
he's
that.
engaged.
That's how
Y'all
you
can
get your
be
head
that
knocked
close of friends where I'm getting advice from you and you getting advice
But
from
then are
me.
we calling this a date?
Then I won't be calling it a date.
Right.
Any interaction that you have with anybody could be
A date
considered
implies
a
a
date.
level of
think so.
See,
intimacy.
this girl's on her single. She's super single. She like anything's a date. She's like,
I do. Like, listen.
It is not.
Listen, we can go Taco Tuesday in the
I just
and
wanna
I'm
say
the
Sierra speaks
opposite.
for
This
herself
is
and
not a
only
date.
herself.
If we're
Right.
talking, this is a meeting.
Yeah.
This is not a date.
But you're making it
It's
business.
chilling.
That's business.
This is
With
just hanging.
appetizers.
This
Don't
ain't
say
a
Hanging,
damn date.
hanging out.
Chilling with
Hanging.
Especially if I
Like
gotta
she
put
said.
any money on the table. Damn it, we just homies.
If I'm meeting somebody for the first time and it's not like I've already met you out naturally in the public or eye or whatever, if it is a meetup, because I don't even want you to spend $1.
So
If
thinking this
I
is a
feel-
date.
If I feel a vibe that I can't
That
be,
whole part.
be around you, if I see you and it's like, you know what, this ain't.
Say,
Or
not
I'm
this
not even
a
ain't-
staying at the table.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
If I sit down and I'm like, you know what?
yeah, right.
It's time to go.
I'm
Thank
out.
you.
Okay,
Thank you
so
for your time.
I
Have
can't.
Have a great
I'm
day.
not out of here.
Why do they
When
get
you
it?
drive-
Because they don't have control. I've had that happen to me very recently. He was like, "Do you want me to come?" No, I don't want you to know where I live.
Because I want to be able to get up
I'll
and
meet you
go
there.
also.
It's-
I'll take
I'll
my
meet
ass
But
back
never
there.
mind that. I like being on my own time and my own schedule. Because when I'm ready to
Like,
go,
no,
I'm ready to go.
I don't want you to have.
I don't want to have
I
to
don't
wait
even-
for you
yeah,
to
I
be
don't
ready
even
to
like when my
go.
friends
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah.
Like I don't even like going with my girlfriends.
I'm
because
ready.
when
I take
I'm
my
ready to
car
go,
everywhere I gotta
and
go.
this
I'm
is
ready
just
to
me.
go.
If there's a place that I don't know where I'm going and I ain't never been there, I'm carrying because
Say that too.
That whole
I don't-
part too.
I don't know
I
where
would
you
be
gotta go
curious
with
if
all
I was allowed to.
My girl said, not only do I have my car, I have my pistol.
But I used to carry mine. Listen, I used to carry
I
mine
carry
in the
mine
car.
safely.
Yeah, I used to carry mine in the car. So
I see
if I
nothing wrong
am
with
dating
that.
you and you decide to ride with me, just know.
Just know.
It's right there.
Just say I'm holding.
I'm not even gonna show you. I'm just let you
carrying.
be
No,
surprised.
I've
Right.
actually had someone scared. Like, whoa, wait, is that a
Just
gun?
for safety.
Yes, it is.
Worried?
Just watch
Worried?
how you watch
should
how you
be.
do.
You
That's
should
all.
be worried.
Should
Good,
definitely be
good.
worried.
You should be.
Watch how you do.
Good.
I got a question.
Absolutely.
Are we considered whores? This is my
Oh,
friend.
shit.
This is my friend Stretch.
That escalated
No,
fast.
this is my friend Stretch. No. My
No, I
friend Stretch
get it.
always.
I got it. Let's
he
go.
always
Let's
likes
go.
to, yeah.
Let's
So
go.
he
Where we
said-
going with this?
Okay, so his first question, I asked him to explain. He said, when dating someone and getting to know someone, are men guilty until proven innocent? So I asked him to explain that. And he said, basically, are we considered whores, lying, cheating, or abusive until you get to know the man? Like, are you
No.
already
No.
like,
Oh,
oh,
God,
damn,
damn.
No.
You
No.
don't go into
No.
no,
You can't
nothing.
treat
No,
all
Mr.
men
Stretch, you do. No, we don't
No.
think that.
No.
I mean,
Well,
I don't.
by the way, he's a New Yorker.
Oh,
That
We could all say that.
So no, you know he's
We could
in
all
the
say
trenches.
that. But there are women
I do
out,
think you
out
carry
there
a
that
knife,
think the
New Yorker.
opposite of
Yeah.
us. So you have to understand that there are women out there that
He
feel
asked
like
us,
that.
so all we can do is answer for ourselves.
Right.
We can't answer for nobody else. The answer for me would be
majority
no.
here, and I'm going to say no. Me, I'm a type of person that walks in with nothing, no expectation.
You
I
have to.
No
don't want you to
preconceived
change.
notions.
I don't
Right.
want nothing.
Right.
Just come in and
Be
be
who
you.
you are.
Be you, be who you
So
are.
when I get the questions, well, what do you like? What do you
Figure it out. Like
Meet
let's
me.
yeah,
Get to
let's
know
figure
me,
this out.
and
Let's
we'll
figure each other
decide
out.
if we mesh or not. If we
Okay,
don't, we can
exactly.
be cool until,
Or not.
or not,
Or not.
Or not.
And
I'm okay with not.
or not.
And cool also comes at degrees, you know what I mean? So you can meet somebody and not necessarily vibe with them on a relationship level,
But y'all can be the bestest friends.
Best
and
That's
I swear
right.
I do that the most, y'all. I will meet the best guys and they'll just be so nice, but it just don't really click on that like romantic
So I
level.
got a
But that's
question.
cool. Yeah.
So, okay, would you say that you don't go for the nice guy? You always go for the guy.
She's trying to call me out.
No, so I get it. Cause
My type is not my type. Let's go back.
so I get that because one of my nieces, I'm like, damn, you always like
The bad boy.
the dude that package strap, like you, that's your vibe.
You know they say that a lot.
And they,
Girls want the bad boy.
Absolutely not.
So
You in the business or you work?
The first question we got
say
for a
that.
living.
I can't say that I necessarily cling towards like the
You get a
super,
W-2 or 1099.
like the
What we
bad
doing?
guys.
What we
'Cause
doing?
even the guys who I dated, I consider to be nice guys. But I don't know. I just will say that it's just not that. It takes me a lot. Like I don't know.
so what I've been seeing a lot is what a guy may be to you, he may not be to another female.
I agree.
And I agree with that.
Agree.
That's very true.
Because he could be a sweet angel to you. But
Be
then
dogging that
monster.
girl next door out.
Monster to her.
you know what I'm saying? Or it could be opposite. So I mean, I definitely think it depends on the person. Like it just depends on the person and the vibe that you have with them. So again, I just ask that people don't, and I think that's a lot of what happens. We set that expectation and we automatically put people in a box based off of just their mannerisms, how they move, how you may think their actions are, and sometimes how they look. You can instantly knock somebody off or put somebody on based on how they look, and once you
So that's my question.
I've been with a lot, like I've dated a lot of like handsome dudes where after I'm like, what the fuck?
Say no
Right.
substance at all, huh?
No substance.
You was cute, but now
But then I started talking to you, and it's like,
So all right, so y'all types. So do all y'all think y'all have a type physically? Do y'all all have a
I used to
physical
think
type?
that I did.
I
I used to think that I did.
Like when you look at your past
Anything
relationships.
stand next to me look cute. So
Oh, we just I upgrade anything that's standing over here. I know that's right. But so like me personally, I think I have a type. So there's a certain dude that I feel like
Say it.
I'm attractive
Say
to.
it.
Oh, if y'all want to know, I like them brown skin, dark skin, nice medium build, muscle. You know, but if you see my ex, he don't look like none of that. You know, sort of before that. But I loved him, y'all. He don't look like none of that. I like a Caesar wave cut. My ex was bald. Just like
I can't be her friend because we gonna be going for the same dude. The same dude.
The waves is a killer now.
Yes,
I found out that I don't got no type. I'm like Ray
She
Shrimmer.
don't got no type.
I don't have a type.
I sort of had a type for a long time. Like my ex was sort of on type. Like I went for nerdier dudes because like they're more like they're clingy and they're
video
yeah
games
video,
together.
like that's what I went for. But the more I like, I don't know how to put it to you. Like the more they kept dogging me out, it was like. Not the nerds. Not the nerds. It was like the more they kept dogging me out, it was like
Not the nerds.
maybe I need to get off type. Cause I mean, granted, like I take it. I was a nerd. I was in the books. I was into music. I was in
Y'all saying
you
the
know.
wrong word,
I'm
nerds.
just saying.
Calling them
Just
nerds.
saying.
Educated men.
Educated men.
Let's
But well, no, because I can't say they were
All I
educated.
can say is
Wait a minute. Listen,
That's the
they
best.
didn't have the
All right, let's
glasses.
take take away nerd.
They didn't
Either
have
was
the glasses.
corny or they was educated. So
Listen, they didn't
But
have
you
the
gotta be
glasses,
cool.
but
Like, I think
I met
it's
with
so
some
hard. I'd
corny
rather have a
ass
nerd
dudes.
than have a corny.
All right, I was
You
about
could
to
be
say
so
I
smart,
done
you
met some
stupid,
cornballs
though.
before.
listen, because I mean,
Yes, you can. You can
Yeah,
be so smart,
and-
you stupid. It is a thing.
Yeah, it's
It
a
is.
thing.
It
It is a thing.
and I've dated dudes who like they were like they kept to themselves. They played video games and stuff like that, but they weren't the smartest.
So
In
that's
so
that's
then
the
they're
nerd
like
description?
they're not like
Right, but
they're
it's
not like
not-
it's not really
No, not
nerdy.
to
I
me.
wouldn't really call it nerdy
Is it
either, but
gamer?
it's
just a
it's
gamer.
just a gamer or
Okay.
like because I mean
Yeah,
sort of socially
You
awkward.
think he ain't getting no bitches?
Yeah.
Like, no, no. Am I allowed to cuss on here?
If we ain't, we in trouble because I was swinging.
I done already said,
Rebecca,
baby,
after
so-
last week, you asked me
Listen,
to cuss with her after
Look.
2 weeks ago? That
Sorry,
was
y'all.
extreme.
Excuse
So
my
they should have
language.
blocked you down.
Yeah, the FCC won't come after me if they see last week's podcast. But
We don't own the copyrights to these covers.
Right, that's right.
So,
Facts.
you know, I wanted to do this discussion because, again, I feel there's a disparity in the conversation. I mean, there's a disparity in the ratio of women and men to women dating.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, when we talk about this, when we really sit down and talk about it, there would be a guy that would possibly be like, well, I didn't know if I was her type. Or it would be a woman and be like, well, I didn't know I was his type. So
I can see how the confusion could come in certain situations.
yeah. So it's kind of like, okay, let's break those barriers. Let's really talk about it. Like I just it makes me cringe when I see the post about females shooting they shot. Oh, we like when females shoot they shot. Why?
No.
Why? Why do you like this? So somebody sent it to me in my inbox, and it was a girl asking, like, how do I shoot my shot? I was like, you know, I cringed when you sent this to me because it's a cringeful thing. By no way in the shape of imagination, I think a female should shoot her shot. Yeah, she can say she's attracted to someone, but to me, I'm not going to say it's a desperate thing. It takes away a woman's femininity when she shoots her shot. So when men are like, oh, there's too much feminine masculinity, it's because you guys are putting it out there by making us feel so desperate that we have to approach y'all.
I feel like there's more than one angle on that. Like, I think
Oh,
that
it's
this
gonna-
society is breeding more masculine women currently
Yes.
via media, music. Everywhere else you turn, now we're being, the structure of the household, the
I-
needs of
Independent
work.
woman is no longer independent. She's modern.
Yeah,
Well, I think that that's also,
That's a
again, we need to
survival,
pull
in
the
my
shades
opinion.
up. We need to pull
That's
the
about
shades up
survival
off of
more
our
than
vision.
a state of being.
It's like evolution, though. Like, this is
It-
the
it
way
is.
it's heading.
But who chooses that on purpose?
That's what I'm saying.
That's,
That's
a
a
matter of
choice.
circumstance.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
choice.
You understand? Nobody's out here like, man, fuck all that. I just want to do all this shit. I'd rather I be down.
Tell me what these kids.
When a man is
Tell me
around,
what these bills. Praise weapons I was forming.
Right. Right.
I'm not. Can
Help
you get
with
that?
something.
Take the
Thank you.
wages.
Absolutely not. I don't know
So-
nobody volunteering for that.
So that's what I'm saying. So,
Unless you
So
just
there were a
you like your
couple
jeans
comments
big and you
about
like boy draws to the girls.
my
But I
statement.
really don't know nobody standing up for that.
there was a couple comments about my statement, and I mean, I've actually had male friends where we've sat and chilled and we exchanged phones so we can revisit each other's
Damn, she on
inbox.
some TV show shit.
It's extras.
I know.
So
She's so
when we-
adventurous.
I know.
Let me explore your photos.
On
I
what,
mean, he let me,
on what
so,
number
I
date
mean,
was
why
this?
not? Here, you take mine, I'll take yours. We was both like shocked. We was like, damn, for real? Like
This
this
X-rated video from 2014.
No, we didn't even go that.
you say
so
you get down like
They
that?
was checking each other to see what the
Yeah.
DMs look like. Like
Yeah,
what type of stuff men were sending her, and what type of stuff women were sending
And
him.
it was the same. Like, there were girls in his inbox like, well, my dude just locked up, so...
Oh yeah, these women.
No, I know women is thirsty these days. They hopping in them inbox now.
And
they
that was
hopping
the same
in them
thing that
inbox.
was going on in my inbox, so I'm like...
Yeah,
I don't
I
want
wouldn't
I
be
was like, this
surprised.
is
I don't want
like, it kind
I don't want it.
of sent me to
That's
like...
like
it. I don't want
I was
it.
kind of stressed
This
out.
is the life
so,
we live right now.
I'm just like, why? Like, why? Like, why are we at these type of points? Is the ratio of men and women too low? And is everybody just thirsty? Like what really goes on?
No, but y'all wonder. I don't get people putting their dick in my inbox. You know, and I feel a little bit.
Girl,
Don't do that.
my phone
Don't
is
do
just
it.
bad.
Mine died too. do
send
it.
that around. Like,
But I see girls make posts about that all the time.
No,
They
don't
always
send
say,
me
"Dude, send dick pics," and I never got one. So what
Nah,
that what
don't
that
send
mean?
me
well,
one.
now
never
just
get a dick
you said that loud.
Not
So
in
now
my
you gonna give a
inbox.
whole goddamn
We get a whole bunch tomorrow.
I get a whole box.
You might get a box during the podcast. She gonna get an
Yeah,
inbox
nah.
during the
But I've
podcast
never
right
got
now.
Right, your inbox about to blow up, honey.
Right.
But what does that mean though? The reason why I
They
wasn't saying
thirsty.
that.
They
I know
thirsty.
all
But
lot
not
of
to
niggas
me.
I
on
don't understand the point of them.
They
doing
slide in
that.
the inbox. What's your name? What's your name?
I don't need no dicks in the inbox.
Be like, it's usually
And
the
some
what
of
you
them it don't be
doing.
worth my time to even look at. I just
But I see that status so often. I'm like, damn.
You ever get somebody randomly call you through the little messenger
Like,
thing?
yes, and
I accidentally answered one time.
What you say? Your mouth was
Oh
full.
my god! I'm like, well, you're very brave.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
You're very brave.
I've had like a dude like
You
talking
was
to himself
confident I was gonna be on the other
in
end
my
of this
inbox and then send a dick pic. Like he was talking to himself in my inbox, and I literally put that like, "Don't inbox me. I have no interest."
said, baby,
Like,
this
literally,
is you.
literally was talking to himself for like a month, and then inboxed me with a dick pic. And I'm
Like,
like,
I know
are
it'll
you
get her.
serious?
Usually that's the trick. It's like, what you doing?
It's
How
like,
doing?
are you
Hi,
serious?
beautiful.
Why?
What's up,
No, I get that. I done got plenty of those.
Like,
But they never escalate like that.
No, the
What's
most
that
clever one
TikTok?
I got recently
this
was,
man be in my DM
"May I
saying I'm
follow
pretty."
you?"
Yeah.
I already
So I was
know
like-
you gotta come better.
Right.
Better than that.
Right.
I know.
I got some clever shit recently. It was like, "May I follow you?" I was like,
May I follow
guess. I'm like, good, because my mom told me I should always follow my dreams.
That was cute.
That was definitely cute.
I was gonna say you had to laugh emoji that
Yeah,
one.
that was good.
At least give him a little laugh reaction.
That was good. I gave her a hand for
That was
that.
funny.
That was
Yeah, go
definitely
give you
cute.
points for originality. That's the first.
but I think like also we got another 10 minutes, then we're gonna start wrapping up. But I think we as women, we really have to watch out, especially with like social media, because now there's an influx of like military men, Africans that'll hit you trying to create that something out of the blue.
And it's all a scam.
And it's all a scam.
Right.
They're
It's all
trying
the
to get
same
you to
person.
send
That's
them
what the guy got
something.
12
I will
computers.
not mess with no foreigners in my inbox. So that's not.
She ain't go for it over here.
I ain't even doing the friend.
She ain't go for it over here.
This one foreigner kept inboxing me talking about, I just want to
Let's
marry
try over
you.
here.
I just want to marry you. And I'm like, what is you?
You sweet
who are
baby.
you? Like, he's like, you're so beautiful. I just want to marry you. Then started calling me like, do not do that. And he's not even on my friends list. How are you even calling me? I'm not understanding.
Here I am. But here I am. Here I am.
I try not to. At first, I will engage you, but if it
if
starts
that's
off
the
pleasant,
case,
I'm like, oh, hello.
I need
Like, how you
50K.
doing? I like to know more about you.
$50.
Like what?
She ready for business.
And then what you
This one right here. She said, "Let's
I
talk
said marriage
business."
was a business. You think I'm playing? Yes, a foreigner. I actually had.
No,
a-
that was what I call a
opportunity to
business
have
marriage.
that. I had an opportunity to have that, and I told him there was no sex on the table. So 3 months down the line, we working on all the paperwork. He wants sex on the table. Now he want to go ahead and drop
Ah.
everything. But I almost
Because he
took
wanted
the
it from the
50
whole
grand.
time. He's like,
Oh,
nah,
time,
I'm
babe.
going to get her to sign them papers.
Well, damn, you might have had a win-win. The fuck you said? Did he have a decent personality?
Dude,
Right.
He had everything. He had everything. He had everything.
this is my
So,
other question.
Go ahead.
But-
Do
That girl's
okay,
gonna get
so
a
when men
$50,000
inbox
bonus
you,
with that marriage.
do they look on your page to see what you post before you inbox, like before they inbox you? 'Cause
Hell
I know
no.
Mine is
like,
usually,
I
so
tried
it's
a
usually
whole
my
bunch of
Instagram.
herbalist, healing, Reiki, a whole bunch of
It's
stuff.
my Instagram,
God,
and usually
all
I
that.
will get like 90, like every pic on my page will get a like, la 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 la.
Yeah.
Then you're getting
Yeah.
inbox.
That's how they get
Then
your
you're
attention.
inbox. Yeah,
That's definitely how
I
they
wanted
get
to
your attention.
say.
I just wanted to say you.
I wish my
beautiful,
phone
you
was
got a
not
good
dead. I
vibe.
would read y'all.
How
So
do you
it's
know
deep.
my
It
vibe,
get
sir?
deep in
Check
my
my page first
I'm like,
before
oh,
you
okay.
inbox me.
Right.
It's a whole bunch of profile pics. They done went down
Or
your
they ask
whole
me, can I have a
profile.
picture of you? I'm like, all my pictures are on my page.
That's what I say.
They're like, no, but I want a personal pic.
That is personal.
That is personal.
All the pics I'm
right.
comfortable sharing.
Right.
There's videos of me. I always say there's
It's on my
videos of
page,
me on my
baby.
page. Like,
Like,
know what I
what
do?
kind of pic were we talking?
You know how you send like more than one photo because you're trying to get the right angle and stuff, and they be like, oh, you know what I mean? Send me a photo just for me. I'm gonna look at one of the
No,
photos.
because that's what they're
and
using
I'm
to
gonna send
scam.
a variation. They're the same variation that you see online.
No, I
No,
asked
'cause that's what they're
kind
using
of
to scam.
Yeah.
Really?
I
And
just
if you send it to them
asked, yeah.
personally, they now own it because
Yep.
you gave it to them,
Yep.
and they can use it however they see fit.
Yep.
You can't
It's a
teach
new
them. You
world.
can't charge them with stealing your shit
Mm-hmm.
if they got to
Baby.
clip it from your thing.
Yeah.
You have to
That's
give it to them.
Yup.
Yeah, nah, bro, that's how the scam is running.
But I usually
Next thing you
ask-
know, you be out here getting them for cash apps that you'll never see.
right.
I usually ask, my go-to question with that is,
Now you on an episode of Cat.
what kind of pic? Can you send me a pic? What kind of pic? What kind of pic?
I'm not even asking what kind. All my
Hey,
pictures
they
are
be
on my
like,
page,
can you
man.
send me a pic? Or no. I want to send you a pic. Okay. You
No.
want to send me a pic? What kind of pic, right? What do you mean?
I always say, if you want to send me a pic, do not send me a dick pic. That is the first thing
I don't want you to
say.
send me
Do
a
not
pic.
send me a
I
dick
don't
pic.
want
I don't
it.
want you to send
I had
me
to take
a
my
pic,
Snapchat
but if you
down.
insist on sending
Off
me
my
a picture,
socials.
do not
Like,
send me
I
a
don't
dick
want
pic.
it.
Oh my god. Because you know it
So-
disappeared
All
after
right,
you
so
opened
look,
the shit.
so let me. So I was going somewhere
Yeah.
with the dick pic thing. So
It was live on my Snapchat inbox. I was
I know,
like,
well,
I'm still on the dick pic.
well, I
Wow.
was going somewhere with it. So like when we talk about types, so y'all, all right. So when people looking at your Facebook, they click on you or they see your profile. So if nobody ever heard me talk, even if they did hear me talk, they might look at me and think I am a type. You know, I'm a type. So when I ask, what do y'all type look like? Do you think that what they look like correlates with?
No.
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 Because I don't
Never.
correlate with what people may
I
think
wish.
my type is. I'm from that. You're
I like
for.
to believe it, but so all right, looking at me, dark lips, I smoke, right?
But you don't.
But I do. I smoke weed.
I mean, we all kind of smoke.
no, we all do not. I cannot relate to that in any way. So we clear that up right now.
I used
Mic
to.
check, I do
Allegedly.
not.
That was in the past, you know, allegedly.
Conversation.
Right. That was in the past. That was in the past.
Yeah.
So,
But
I shouldn't even be saying
nothing
nothing in
about
this
that.
conversation.
we got 5 minutes later.
Although if you do smoke, I show this Twisted Love Premium Hemp Wrap.
Round table.
No,
See me,
We got
see
5
me.
minutes. So, Arian did say, as far as shooting a shot, she was like, I agree with her. Be a lady. So that's what I think. I feel like if you shoot your shots in some aspects, you're not being a lady. And then she was like, the only shot I'm shooting is my pistol. Agreed.
I am.
I mean, I'll be shooting them 3
such
times.
an effing lady.
I'll be lacing them in the gym too, though.
We got 5 minutes left, so I do want to thank my beautiful panel of ladies for
Our
coming out.
ladies
I
panel.
appreciate y'all. I do also want to say, when we manifest things into our lives, please make sure you're manifesting them correctly.
Oh.
You want a man. You don't want no nigga. You don't want no boy. So watch your speech.
Oh. That's big.
Watch your speech.
That's big.
You speak into existence the things that happen into your life.
And
So
make sure you make it specific
That
when you
part.
manifest.
All right.
That
Make
part.
it
What's Sierra's
specific.
prayer now? Who got Sierra's
Please.
prayer?
And then
Which Sierra? Which
Go
Sierra?
out.
Look,
Okay.
Sierra might got
That's
the
a
real
Wilson's
prayer.
wife.
right.
Which Sierra?
Manifest,
Russell Wilson's
make
wife.
it specific, and then go out and actually be in the areas of the man
Oh.
that you think of
Oh.
where he's at.
Yes.
Go and make
He ain't gonna come to your door, huh?
Whether it's with your girl or whether it's by yourself, take yourself to the golf course.
Home
Take
Depot.
yourself to that expensive restaurant and buy that one drink. I don't care what it is,
Right.
but be in the circles of where you want to be. I want a man that is into real estate. So I'm going to the little Bigger Pockets. You
Go
know
to
what I
some
mean,
meet and
thing
greets.
every month in the little real estate associations and get a part and
There
join
you
those
go.
clubs and all of that, because that's the only way you're going to find the kind of man that you like.
But I'm very big into manifestation. Anybody who knows me knows that
Yes.
I pray and meditate every day.
Me too.
It's still running. He got it. He will let me know if it's not. With that, we're about to close out. If you want to go around the table again and put your
Closing thoughts.
your closing thoughts, your
Yeah,
tag
APB
names, and
on that.
anything like that. Anybody that they can get in contact with. Well, not necessarily get in contact with you, because I don't want nobody thirsty inboxing y'all. So
They're going to do it anyway. You done tag us
Right?
in every goddamn
Everything,
thing.
right?
So, Tatiana, if you would like to state anything in closing.
I don't have no last minute. Check my page before you inbox me. That's my. Check my page.
Okay.
My last.
Any closing statements?
No, I don't have
No.
nothing.
Melissa, any closing statements?
Check your vibes before
That
you
part.
approach somebody. Check your vibes and check their vibes before you even approach anybody. That's male or female.
Yeah, that's what's up. Rebecca, any closing statements, last words?
I don't know. I just know that life is a transition, and I'm currently in a transition period.
Amen.
Peace and love to everybody out there listening. That's all.
Angel.
Yes, I personally am in a transition period myself. Career, love, life, health, wealth, everything. So if you come to me, if you step to me, please have everything that you need for you. Come whole, come hard, and come heavy, because I'm not playing. Okay. Heavy.
That part, okay.
Heavy on the consistency.
And you was
Heavy
in
on
here.
that.
Would you like
The
would you like to
loyalty.
say something?
Please,
You
please.
was in here.
So I just want to say, like, leave me alone.
Okay. I will go with
If
that.
you ain't trying to make my life better, easier, just let it be.
So I want to go ahead and close out. This is Sierra Tompkins with the Social Flex. You can reach us on the Facebook page at the Social Flex group. If you have any questions, you can also email me at thesocialflex at gmail.com. The podcast will soon be going up through Anchor on Spotify, Apple Music and Tidal, I believe. It will also go up through Facebook and a couple other platforms. I'll also be putting the website information out there if you want to view them visually through the website. This one will remain up for the next 24 to 48 hours if you want to rewatch it. And again, I always say to everyone out there, there's only one thing in life you could do, and that's be blessed and a blessing.
Amen. All right, that's dope, ladies.
And that's a red. That's a red.